Did you cut your pinky finger off?
No, it got smashed with a an iron mallet.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna say an Iron Maiden.
No,
It was
no,
gonna be a
no.
lot more cool.
Got smashed by an iron mallet. The best way to describe it, have you ever like smushed a grape and the side split open and all the stuff comes out?
Yeah,
Imagine that with a shattered fingernail on top.
Yeah.
That was my pinky finger.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
it
like
is
my
now.
toe.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have seen Reid's toe. Very similar situation.
Had
Yep.
6 toes there for a second.
Yeah.
Oh my.
His,
Found
I
found
actually-
the toenail the next day.
I actually got stupidly lucky
Hmm.
because the mallet only hit the very tip. It missed the joint, so it split that bone in two, but it didn't shatter the joint. So
God, I wish my wife would do that to me.
oh my.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
Pegging is the word of the day, but
No, I meant splitting the bone in two. You know,
what? That doesn't sound
well, I'm sorry,
comfortable either.
No,
but-
I mean like I just.
I want her to peel my dick like a banana. So,
I'm just
Patrick,
saying.
have you ever had sex? I mean,
That's what the girl does, right? She takes your penis and she like peels it. And she like makes it into two penises. Is that not what happens? Sorry, I'm.
Sure, we'll go with that for
Yeah.
now.
I have sex a
Um,
lot. I
I-
have a lot of sex.
Sure you do, champ.
Have you ever run into a kid like that? Did you ever run into like an actual kid who was just like tried to convince you he had a lot of sex?
No, I don't think so, actually.
You know, I feel like I've met a few, but it was debatable whether or not, because they hung out with really stupid, shallow people. So I was just kind of like,
You're like, you're vapid enough.
Maybe he's getting laid. Maybe he's completely full of shit. It could really go either way.
Closest I could
Like,
say
you
was
know.
there was that kid who tried to convince us that he murdered somebody.
What?
In, up north.
What?
In a different state.
In what way?
That's an escalation.
Oh, man. He
boy.
climbed a fence,
Uh-huh.
went in through the window.
Was
Okay.
this like a play-by-play? Did he give you like a play-by-play of how he did it?
Yeah, he
Oh
took
my god!
he took a razor blade, just
Oh my
slid it
God.
across their neck, and then left.
Oh
while
my!
they
Did he
bled
crawl
out.
through their window?
Yeah,
Why
Oh
did-
my God.
Why did
he
he kill
totally
him?
did. And while we were all completely aware that he was full of shit, like there's always that 1% in your brain that's just like,
What if he did do
if
it?
there's a possibility. I mean, it doesn't take much effort to slice some guy with a razor while they're asleep.
Was he like intimidating enough to like
No.
warrant such a reaction?
No,
No.
no. He was he was smaller than you when I met you.
What did he say that his
And of the same persuasion, just
No.
I might have missed this,
very-
but what did he say his motive was for slashing this person's throat?
Yes.
Oh,
Why
it
did
was-
he do it?
it was
did
probably,
he say?
he
Wait,
just
what
wanted
grade
to-
was this?
Oh, he was like in 9th grade.
Oh boy!
We were like fucking seniors.
oh boy!
Oh,
Ninth
and every one of us-
grade.
He was bragging to the seniors.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I killed a man.
And we
slit his throat.
Yeah, this was back up in Michigan or Minnesota.
Oh
I can't
my
remember.
God, that's
And-
so cool.
We're only
Yeah.
hard people.
And every one of us to a man was like, if you ever,
Detroit, to be fair, is in
tried to
Michigan.
attack us, we'd just throw you out a window, man. You are 2 feet tall.
Like Eric said, home of all the most like devious, like crazy motherfuckers, Michigan.
If you-
It's
if
where
you
all
were-
the murderers
Yeah,
are
if-
from.
I mean, as I said, to be fair,
was just
Detroit is
visiting.
in Michigan.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
They do
I
get
was
that
gonna say
one.
they also
They go hard in Detroit.
Now
from
that I
what
think about
hear.
it, every serial killer I've ever thought about comes from like the Midwest in the middle of nowhere.
Every,
Maybe I
yeah.
shouldn't be talking shit.
Yeah, maybe we should think about this
maybe
for
we
a
should
minute.
calm down and
Is
back
this
off.
Slipknot
Every
from
man-
like Michigan or something? or like
Iowa.
Wyoming?
Iowa.
Yeah, like some sort
Iowa.
of
They
like
have an album named after it.
corn
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's just all
the
fields.
Where it's all about the band Korn.
Oh,
They go,
yeah.
"Oh my God." It's every single person in the world who like wakes up to their alarm. It's just that.
I was listening to something about South Park the other day, and it talked about that corn episode that they had in the early seasons, and I was just like, I love that episode. I think they actually voiced themselves on it.
They have a Radiohead episode of South Park too. A Radiohead shows up. And
Yes,
I was
that's
like,
the one where Cartman convinces the guy to eat his own parents.
yeah. And I remember they were like,
Tricks him. He doesn't
oh,
convince
this
him.
kid is not cool at all. This kid is so stupid.
What a fucking crybaby.
Yeah.
He's gonna cry about everything.
Radiohead picks on a small child.
Oh, yes. That was right after he was told that he had been eating his own parents.
Yeah, that was
Cartman orchestrated that perfectly.
That's a weird band
Chef's
to
kiss.
choose. When I think of like bands that would be on South Park, I don't really think of Radiohead of all
I think
bands.
just Matt and Trey are just like Radiohead. I think that's
Who
all
could
there
blame
was
them?
to it.
Radiohead's fucking awesome, but like still,
I'm
that's
not like super familiar with their work. I think
Radiohead?
I've heard like a couple of them, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I
Jesus.
think I
You
know that
smoke
song.
this much weed and you're not like a huge Radiohead fan? How do you manage?
What's the songs that I would know that they
The
do?
Creep is the big one, but like that doesn't sound like any of their other music. That's from their first album, and that album sucks, and they hate it, and everybody else hates it. Pablo Honey is the name of that album. Kid A is a big one of theirs. In Colors, I don't know. What's the other big Radiohead songs? Karma Police. That's a big one. Everybody knows Karma Police.
There's a secondary problem. I also forget. I don't really know song names.
Okay.
So you would have
You know
to give me
Creep.
some
You know Creep.
Everybody knows Creep.
Yeah, Creep. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Radiohead technically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Radiohead.
That's
like
them completely off base.
Yeah. That's
That's
them.
like saying like like doing like a holiday special on Hallmark where like Celine Dion sings like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and being like, yeah, see, this is Celine Dion. This is her music.
Or that
you
one
know?
Slipknot song, Vermilion, where it's like, it's just a slow acoustic guitar ballad where it's like his beautiful baritone is singing over it. And
Is that when he wasn't sure whether or not he wanted to be in that other band at the same time?
Probably, now that I think about it,
So
probably.
it's just like, man.
Stone Sour.
Stone Sour's like,
Yeah.
man, I'm really good at like normal singing
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Do you know that
like,
he has
I really
the
like
largest
going hard, but like
second?
Yeah.
He has the second largest vocal register out of any popular singer at the moment.
The man can
Corey
he
Taylor?
can belt out some stuff, man.
Yeah,
and he's like super homey about it too.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He seems
He's,
like he'd be a cool guy.
He seems really chill.
I mean, he's from Iowa. I mean, you're either chill or you're a murderer. We've been over this.
I feel like that's like the whole thing with like the hardcore crowd.
Yeah.
Is they come in like two packages. They're either exactly that hardcore off stage, or they are stupidly chill and normal.
Just relaxed, normal people.
Just like Corey Taylor. Just
Yeah.
Very nice man.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
Like respectable.
Gets all
man.
that energy out on stage.
Like, it's
All
just-
that murder people, like be a serial killer from Iowa energy, he gets all
Yep.
of that out while he's up there.
Yep, he is
What
just.
what
he's done,
cartoonist
yep.
said, if I wasn't doing this, I would be murdering people?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Who
Oh.
was that?
Oh, I would say probably Jim Davis.
Jim Davis?
Have you read any of the recent fucking Garfield cartoons? I'm
No,
just
he
saying.
No,
It's like a comedy
he was an
black hole.
He was an animator, I think.
Weird.
Wasn't he? He was an
Could've
animator,
been
not
an
like
author?
a cartoonist.
It's like
Oh,
a
is he an
Western animator or like.
Yeah, I think so. It was just a
Okay.
cartoonist. I know what he's talking about. I just can't remember the guy's name. That's
What's he
going to
famous
bother Reid for the
What-
next
what
like
did he
2
do?
hours.
Do you remember?
Is it this guy who did Dragon's Lair? Is that a
Oh.
him quote?
Shit, that guy.
Ralph Bakshi?
Is it
No,
Ralph
no, no,
Bakshi who
no.
said
That's
that?
not Ralph Bakshi. That's the other guy. That's the guy who does Land Before Time.
Yeah, that guy. Bakshi's the guy who did the Lord of the
and
Rings
Fievel
movie.
Goes West.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did
yeah.
that Felix the Cat thing or whatever. Not
Yeah.
Felix the Cat.
Not Felix the Cat. Felix the Cat's the normal one.
It's
You're thinking of the thing
It's
that I
Quentin
enjoyed.
Tarantino.
Yeah, you're thinking of the one that I enjoyed when I was like 3 years old.
Fritz the Cat.
That I
Fritz
used to,
the Cat.
Yes, there you
Yeah.
go.
Fritz the Cat. Yeah,
I used
the
to
porno
call.
from
I used
the
to
70s.
call. What did I used to call it? Feeling of the Cat to my mother. I would say I want to watch Feeling of the Cat
Oh my
because I wanted to watch Felix the Cat and I couldn't. I didn't know Felix was a name. I had no like clue. I did a lot of dumb shit as a small child that my mother like won't let me live down.
That reminds me of when I you were watching the show, but you couldn't say the word that they constantly said in the show, which was Felix. Yes.
Yeah.
That reminds me, if I was listening to like some of these like 5-hour deep dives on video games and like movie series and stuff like that, and it'll get to something and it'll be like let's say Lord of the Rings, and they get to like and then Frodo Baggins.
Oh, God.
And it's just like everything else is super accurate, and the whole thing is like super insightful.
And the guy's
but,
got like one
He's
word off.
mispronouncing something that's like, how could you know anything about this series?
Well, he's just
and
reading
not,
a Wikipedia page.
It's like,
all those things are like a dude reading a Wikipedia. He's reading every Wikipedia
like
page
video
in
game
order.
stuff and
Yeah,
like all that.
if-
It's just like
when
I've
I-
actually played all these video games or something. Like, how do you keep saying like? Let me think of a different example.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually trying to go for Metal Gear. That's
Yeah,
funny.
Revolver Solo.
It's just
With his pronounced French accent.
As the American
ninja.
The American gun
Like,
Just
wait,
one for me.
in the middle of a 5-hour video.
that's a mix of like
Guy breaks into an entirely
Urdu
different
and
accent.
Russian. It's not has nothing to do with French.
So one that always got me was I watched Fate Zero in Japanese first, and then going into Fate Zero in English. You know, that's all fine, except they say Kiritsugu as Kiritsugu, and I'm like
Yeah.
every time I cringe, and I'm just like I'm feeling weebish.
Are you
I'm
sure
feeling weebish.
Kiritsugu is gonna be okay? It's like that always happens in anime dubs.
Yeah.
It's this thing. What you have to go through like phases, I think, of like being into like Japanese media and understanding how the pronunciation, the spelling works when you're using the Latin
look at the
alphabet
source
to represent
material
the Japanese language.
And listen to the source material.
Well,
and see how they
sometimes
say it.
Sometimes
and
they
see
don't
if you
have
can-
it.
See, and sometimes there's this weird spelling mechanic with stuff where, like, as much as it's a funny stereotype or whatever, like,
Desu.
literally, like, the R's and the L's
Are like
get
the same letter.
reversed.
Yeah.
Because the Japanese have a very hard, like, they don't use that normally.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
he,
like
he can read hiragana and katakana.
Like, yeah,
You
like,
know,
okay,
like
so you're very
50%
well
of
aware
each
of
now.
this.
yeah.
Shit, what was the point I was getting at? Fuck.
Sometimes that
you know
it's hard to
Roronoa
tell what the names are.
Zolo, aka
Oh, yeah,
Roronoa
Zoro.
Roronoa
Yeah,
Zoro.
yeah, that was the point. Is like, yeah, sometimes the Japanese are saying something.
But he literally was designed to look
It's
like
Zorro.
Zorro.
Yeah.
How do you
Like, you
get
know,
that?
but-
And they were like, "That's probably an L."
But that's the thing is they go with the Japanese pronunciation and they call him Zolo the entire time because they're thinking, well, that's what I heard him say when I was listening
Don't you
to
fucking
Zorro.
wish? Don't you
It's just
fucking
like,
wish
it's
that that
Zorro.
was not? That's not what happened to Berserk. Like
Zulk?
no, Gatsu and Griffith.
And
They're in on the internet. That is part of the ongoing Berserk discussion at any given time. Just is his name Gatsu or not?
Gatsu?
Is it Gatsu? Is that just his name?
Is that dude's
Or
name Guts?
If I've,
Yeah.
I've actually kind of listened to enough like Japanese to kind of feel like, no, that's just kind of how they say stuff sometimes.
Yeah,
if you
of
were
course.
To, if you were to
of
give
course,
them,
but there are these super autistic guys who are like, no, his name is Gatsu. That's what I heard in the Japanese dub. That's what they called him. Like, they're just obstinate.
I remember reading this like novel a long time ago about like 1800s Japan, and they were trying to like use the what's the alphabet that they use that's more phonetic.
Romanji?
Because there's like the big one, the kanji or whatever, and then there's the other one.
There's the hiragana. And
Hiragana,
then
I
there's
think.
katakana.
Katakana and hiragana. I
Yeah,
think,
they're the
were
same thing,
ones.
basically.
Okay.
One's just cursive.
Okay. So I think they were using that, and they were trying to. They had like American Christian missionaries, and it would go back and forth between the perspectives of the characters, which was interesting because you sometimes forget that the other characters were speaking Japanese, even though everything else was in English when you were reading it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about like, oh, every time this guy tries to say like American, or when they try to spell it, it comes out Americanu. Like every time, like there's always that. Even
Yeah, I'm
though
sure
you could
that's
say
how that's-
American,
yeah.
like the only way that they could spell it or interpret it was Americanu. Like you know,
Yeah.
it always has anu.
There's
like,
no way.
there
You
should
can't even
not be-
say my name in Japanese. Like, my name just does not
That doesn't
work.
make any sense because they have specifically a letter N, so they could end on an N.
Could they call you Reid?
Rido.
Rido?
Rido.
Patrick.
See, and that's the stuff. It's like the like
fucked.
random shit is
It's a
added
very
to make
soft
it make sense.
LR weirdness.
Yeah, you know what? Eric
Rido.
kind of works.
Eric,
Yeah, Eric.
Eric.
They'd be able to do that.
I could
You're
You're the
probably get
only
it, it'd be
person
like
at the
Eric.
table who's like doesn't get a bastardized
I would,
Japanese name.
I would mostly understand it when people ask and said my name.
Somebody's doing that at the other end of the fucking, like, you don't speak Japanese at all, and then occasionally they would like say something from the other end of the restaurant you're working in. You'd be like, I'm not sure if he's saying my name or
Exagerado.
As if they weren't just calling out gaijin.
Yeah. White guy, get over here.
Yeah.
America
Filthy ass gaijin. You know. No, but the Japanese are like
They're
absolutely
beautiful people with a
stupidly
wonderful.
polite.
Yeah, they're beautiful people with a
So
wonderful
racist.
culture.
They can be xenophobic or whatever, but like, you know, they're pretty nice.
Have you seen the Whiteu Pigu Go Home videos?
No, but I don't blame anyone for that.
Yeah.
I understand entirely,
Yeah.
and that's funny as hell.
It's a
Konobuta.
it's just
So
a bunch of
weird.
guys at an airport, and they're just screaming at every white person that gets off a plane with like giant signs and just screaming "Whiteu Pigu Go Home." And
I probably would have bowed to them.
the fucking white people can't understand them, so they can't even tell that they're being like insulted. And they're just kind of looking at them really weird and then walking away. Nobody's like doing
man,
anything.
The pork industry here is really
Yeah,
aggressive.
they're really into it. Jesus Christ.
Like, man, I
they're
gotta
saying
like
in
hit up the
Japanese.
first street vendor I see out here because apparently the pork here is fucking awesome. These guys
Future
are
Patrick, play a clip
excited
of them
about
saying
pork.
"White Pigu Go Home." Thank you.
Whiteu Pigu Go Home! Whiteu Pigu Go Home! 白人の日本分別を許されろ！白人の日本分別を許されろ！Whiteu Pigu Go Home!
They'll get a taste of that. That's a hilarious sound clip. You
I've heard
cannot
that the
tell what
food
they're
is
saying.
is absolutely wonderful in
Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I've heard that it's the cleanliness levels are off the charts. That includes the food.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just ludicrous. You can go to a 7-Eleven and buy a sandwich, and it will be like a quality made with care sandwich.
Yeah, you can even get a lot of shit out of like vending machines
Yeah,
and stuff. You
or
can essentially
bentos.
live off of like 3 or 4 vending machines.
Yeah, you can also buy sushi in the gas station, and it will be good sushi. Like you can just walk to the 7-Eleven and get like a fucking
Get some bentos.
Yeah, get some bentos of sushi. And you could live off of that. You could live off of 7-Eleven food. There's a guy who did a
People
video
do
on it.
that. Yeah, they live in cities, they're very crowded, and they have little
Yeah.
apartments, and they go and they get their food from the local gas station, and
Oh
they're
my
just
God.
good.
Dude,
They serve
that could not be
seagull
an
serving
American.
chicken patties.
Oh, I mean, if you lived in the South, technically, you could get some.
Dude, imagine though
get some
living in.
bomb ass fried chicken in the South at a gas
You know what?
station.
Now that I think about it, if you go to fucking New York, you could go to the like right down the street to like the
To the
gas
bodega?
station. Yeah, the bodega, and they'd have something. They'd have
I was about to say.
kebabs or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, we just don't have that in the South. That's such a not thing here.
No, we're too spread out.
Yeah, you can't fucking walk to the gas station even if
Yeah.
you want to 9 times out of 10.
It's weird because we're almost more known for being like the
You used to.
barefoot savages or whatever.
true,
of
it's
the
true.
America, but at the same time, like everything's so far apart, even in modern South, that like we all drive everywhere. So when I see people walking in the modern era, I'm like,
It's true.
what's up with you, man? Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened?
What are you
Do you
doing?
need a
I've been
ride?
that guy. Don't get me wrong. But every time I was that guy, I was having a bad day. Something was.
You were the guy on the side of the road walking
where
in
I
modern
had
day.
to walk.
Kicking a can
Between houses,
with
you
your
know.
hands in your pockets.
And this was like the time before smartphones too, so I didn't have anything going in my headphones. It was just me and the road and the walk wherever
I've
I
definitely
was going.
had times where I was like, well, my car is broken down. I am going to the closest thing, and the closest thing was like 3 miles away. And I'm like, well, all right, let's fucking huff it. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
That has definitely happened more than once in my life. That's a Mississippi thing that you would not get anywhere else.
See, at a very respectable point in my life, I would often go to a friend's house that was only 1 or 2 miles down the road or so. And I would get drunk and high over there. And then I'd be like, nah, I want to sleep in my bed tonight. So I would just walk home.
Yeah. I've definitely been there.
So, like, you know, that wasn't me having the worst day ever or anything. But as far as like judging people for walking down the road and be like, oh, what's going on with that guy? Thinking, oh, he's on drugs. It's like,
you immediately think, well,
It's
he's
like-
homeless. Obviously, have you
he's
seen that guy?
homeless. He's on drugs. He just got kicked out. He's having some sort of drama issue. I was just like,
what about
I'm
if you just saw a guy?
I'm just listing the reasons I was that guy.
Yeah. What about if you see a guy in a full suit, full 3-piece suit, walking down the
Ooh.
road, and you're like, okay,
Ooh, I've
either
seen 1 or 2 of those, and
Yeah.
those always puzzle me.
you're like that guy is either like a trained killer and I should not stop the car under any circumstances. Or like he just got dropped off by his wife and she told him to get out of the car.
Something terrible just happened to
or
that
something
man.
terrible.
I mean,
he's
either
either
way-
dangerous or something very dangerous just happened to him.
Exactly. Nothing good can ever be had from being that lone wanderer on the street in the South. Something horrible has happened. Like either you were being very irresponsible,
I'm the type of guy
or
who
you
likes
likes
to roam around.
where pretty girls lie. They know that I'm in town.
I was watching a video on YouTube today, and they were
whatever.
talking about like what to do if your car breaks down in the road. And one
Die.
of the guy's instructions was to get off of the road and hide in a nearby bush or foliage in case rowing bands of criminals
Was this
come
directed?
by.
Was this directed at rabbits?
No, it was
Or
like in front of it was in front of a crowd of people, and he was like, "Yes, go off and get in the bush and hide in case a roaming bandit comes by and they start
Imagine-
smashing your car to
Imagine,
pieces."
imagine you
just turn
see
your
this.
emergency
okay?
lights on.
Exactly.
If
exactly.
it's bad, you call the police. If
Imagine
it's
that.
not bad, you call your dad or your
Just
brother
imagine
or your
that
uncle.
you're going down the street and you see a car like turn its emergency lights on. It goes to the side of the road, puts his blinker on, and then the guy just jumps out of the car and jumps into a bush.
He's got like a ghillie suit, like he's very prepared.
Hello 911.
That's why I look back into the back of my van and all my friends with their crowbars out, and I'm just like, nah, this guy knows what's up.
Hey, hey
This guy
911.
knows what's up. We're not getting this one.
I don't know. I don't know what service I'm asking of you,
Yeah,
but I have a situation
yeah.
here.
You and your crackhead friends roaming down the road.
Someone either
we're gonna
needs
get 'em.
help or to be murdered. I'm not sure which yet.
As soon as somebody pulls
I'll
over
give you
with their
updates.
E-lights on, we're gonna fucking pounce.
Yeah, that's
We're just
like
roaming
that's
down the road
only
in our
situation.
assault
The
van.
only movie I can think of where that happens is A Clockwork Orange. Those are the only characters who would be like, "Oh golly gee," like a fucked up person on the side of the road, and then go to smash their car.
Outside of a
Like
very,
he-
very select bit of tiny circumstances, most crimes are committed for some sort of vaguely logical reason. Like, I'm going to take
pulls over.
something from this person or hurt them because I don't like them for some reason.
He pulls over and like people just kind of slide out from underneath his car.
Oh, Jesus.
They're already here. They're already here. My God.
they're just banging on the walls.
They're ninjas. They're like full ninja garb. Just in case. Just
This
in
is
case the
what you
ninjas.
get.
You need to get out of
We
your
can't
car.
stop here. This is Shinobi country.
Shinobi country.
Of course, part of the video was he recommended that you carry a gun at all times.
Fear and loathing.
I mean,
Another big one was he wanted you to tie a rope to the bottom of your bed if you lived on the second floor, so that at any given time, if your house is invaded, you can grab the rope and then go
Rappel
out
out
your
your
window,
window?
off of your roof. That was
I'm
his
just
other
imagining all the,
big
like, the
idea.
75-year-old men watching this being like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what's going to happen.
Always
I'm going to
have a zip
rappel out
line.
my window.
into your tree fort.
Yeah, exactly. So
Where
you
you've
can
hidden
fight
all
them
of
from
your
afar.
guns.
Yeah, where you've hidden all of your safes.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no.
I'm trying to remember
You
another
release
one
your
if you had another
trained
one.
falcons. They will harry your pursuers,
Yeah, fuck dogs.
and you
Yeah.
may pick them off at your
Release the
leisure.
hounds.
Fuck dogs and door locks are like normal security.
Release the drones.
Yeah, you
Couple of guns, some dogs, and some door locks, man. That'll get you safe.
He
through
also
even
pointed a
pretty
gun
rough
at the
areas.
audience.
Oh,
That was part of it. He was like,
that's a big no-no.
yeah, he was trying to demonstrate how to like make a pursuer stop like with a gun, like with a demanding voice. So
Yeah.
the solution to this was to point his gun at somebody in the audience in the front row and scream at them to stop. It's a real gun too. It's
Yeah.
not a prop. You can hear it when he picks it up off the table. It's got so much weight to it. It's a very real gun. It like drags across the wood, and then he proceeds to just do this at the
That's like-
audience a bunch.
You can provide that sound effect.
That's like
too.
that Saturday morning. That's like that Saturday morning breakfast cereal. It's like, oh wait, it's a human. Remember what you learned in bear school? Try to convince him you're a scary bear, and he rips his arm off. He's like, it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
Convince them that you have a firearm in your hand and that they should leave.
Have you guys seen the Cocaine Bear thing?
Yeah, Will wants me to go see it.
It seems, I don't know, it's right there on the edge of being...
You want to do a podcast
so
after it? You want to go watch
terrible.
it with us and then go do a podcast about it afterwards?
When do you think you might try and do
24th,
that?
I think.
I
What is the
couldn't stay up
24th?
that late.
Oh, damn. Really?
Oh, I
if we
couldn't go
did-
for a premiere on a Thursday, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't know at all. I'll have to look.
I do early I work 9 to 5-ish nowadays.
Because Will has
so-
invited everyone we know.
Good God.
So it's going to be, if it happens, it's going to be a group effort. We are going out there to watch Cocaine Bear, possibly in suits. Like, you come armed to the teeth, you bring your saber, your bring cold steel, and bring the revolver.
Nope, I used to work at a movie theater. Nope.
And we're going in. Trench coats only.
I am not bringing a gun or a sword
Bring
into a
a
movie
lukewarm
theater,
steel.
and I
Bring
would not
Yes.
bring a gun or a sword.
You bring
into
somebody
a
to
movie
drive.
theater.
Bring somebody to drive once we're ready to go, too.
You
We're gonna
bring
need
cold
somebody to
steel and
drive.
hot lead.
I'm not comfortable with how this is going now. Are we going to see a movie or are we trying
You
to
bring
rob
all of
the
your
It's
place?
friends.
Friday. It's Friday the 24th. If you
Well, I
get
might be
paid-
able to do it then.
Yeah. If you get paid on that day, then
You bring
like
all of
I
your
do,
friends with their
then-
tire
I could do
irons.
like a Sunday matinee.
I forget you've got to work on the weekends, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I work. I work I work Saturday. I don't work Sunday.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna check all the 19 people's schedules, and I'm gonna get back with you. I will check with them and make sure that we can go to a Sunday match.
I'm free Sundays or Tuesdays. And also, having worked at a movie theater, those are the times I would rather see a movie as opposed
Then
to.
why do we do this on Mondays, Eric? Huh? Answer me that.
Why do we
riddle
do
me
this
this.
on Mondays?
Yeah, why do we do this on Mondays? If you're free Tuesdays and Sundays, why
Oh,
are we doing this on Mondays?
that's very simple.
Riddle me this.
Because I'm off tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. That's why every time I come over here and we're doing this on a Monday, you're just shooting them back.
Also, I'm yeah.
You're
I
just like,
actually
hell
do
yeah,
work
I'm
a
off
half
tomorrow.
I work a half day on these days, so
Do
it's
you
like,
really?
Yeah, the
On
way
your
it
off
works is
days?
it's 4 days on, 9-hour shifts, and then 1 day off, and then a 6-hour shift, and then another day off.
Jesus.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's like
So,
a weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weekend.
Well, the day that I do the 6-hour shift, we're closed.
Comes out to a 38-hour week, doesn't it?
No,
No,
it's 42 hours.
42 hours? Jesus.
Yep.
So you're like a full-time
Because
boy.
let me think about that.
You were
That's
in there. Are you
18
technically part-time? Do they put you down as
What?
part-time?
Fuck no, I'm full time.
Okay, good.
I've always been full time.
Good. I was
Yep.
about to say, if that would be the shittiest position to be in.
Don't
If they're like,
think they could legally do that.
they've
no.
done it to my wife. I know they can. I don't
No,
know
I
about
get-
legally, but I've seen my wife work for like part-time and then like,
I mean, I could always make more money, but no, I work full time and I have benefits. And
do you get overtime for the 2 hours?
absolutely.
Oh,
Anytime
dude, that
I work
rocks.
overtime, I get overtime,
That rocks.
and I get holiday pay.
So you got consistent overtime,
there's a
holiday pay, you get leave, and you get to work with animals. Your job kind of fucking rules.
Yeah, I get vacation and medical.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Mm.
Your job rules. Fucking sit
And
in
the pay's
an
not
office.
crazy high or anything.
Reed works in a
but, like,
fucking
you know,
carpentry shop.
I also
mean,
scrape shit off of stuff all day long, but like, I actually kind of love it because you know, unlike shoveling popcorn to people, it's like, hey, you know, this has to get done. You know, these guys need food, medicine, all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
It's to the point where I can do, you know, I mostly work with large dogs because I'm a big boy,
yeah.
and you know,
They
like,
give
you
the
get,
little
like,
tiny dogs to the little ladies.
yeah, because there's like little old ladies,
The
there's
little
like
itty bitty ladies.
there's like little
Oh, there are
18-year-old
little old
girls and
ladies?
stuff.
Are there little old ladies that work
Most of the
with,
little old ladies are volunteers.
Okay.
The real hardcore workers tend to be between the ages of like 18 and like 45, I want to say,
Oh,
depending on where they're working and what they're doing.
That's a pretty your age work centered environment, you know, like
Yes, I am between the
Yeah,
age
you're
of
like
18
no,
and
I'm just
45.
I'm saying like there are places that I know of that like my friends work at where like most people who work there are over 55,
hmm
you know, or between 40 and 68, you know, like
Mm.
they're always like the youngest person there. So working somewhere and then you being like the average age seems like kind of a cool thing to me. Working around people that are your age, I don't really get that where I work.
Mine's a mix.
Yours is a mix.
Yeah. Most people are probably around my age.
Yeah,
Oh,
most people are either younger or older than me. And then there's a select few that are my age.
Wait, most people are younger or older than you?
That's just a damn fact.
That's just a damn fact. Damn true, Eric. Damn true.
There's a few people out
at
there.
work, most
There are a
of
few
them
people who are born
younger
the
and
exact
older.
same time and day.
I mean, by a decent amount.
Yeah.
You know, because you've got a lot of the,
They're all my reincarnations, of course.
you know,
Look at what
I
my
get this
coworkers
kind
made.
of like steady supply of like younger girls who like want to work in like the puppy room or something
Good
like
God.
that. And then they
That sounds dirty. That sounds awful. I get a
actually-
steady supply of younger girls who want to work in the puppy room.
It's funny you say that because
the dirtiness,
the dirtiness
in my
is
phone.
Speak louder into these
the
3
FBI hear me.
microphones.
Yeah, no.
Say that a little bit louder.
But no, a lot of them don't last worth a fucking damn. Because,
Really?
you know, they come in thinking they're wanting to like, you know, pet some puppy dogs or something.
Oh,
It's just
yeah, I'm
like,
sure.
no, hon.
Yeah,
You're going to be scraping shit off their kennels for the 98% of the time that you're here.
yeah, absolutely.
Because they're puppies.
That's what
and
working
they're
with
in
horses
tiny
is like
steel
too.
boxes.
Why are there so many women that want to work with horses when like horses are like an entire job?
Oh, they just want to ride them and brush them occasionally.
I know, but like apparently
I mean,
that's
don't
a
get me
huge
wrong,
thing
I've
wherever
met
there are
many,
horses.
many
Majestic
women who
creatures.
are like
I
on
just
key
I
with
just like to
all
look
of the
at
parts
them.
of horses, both professionally and personally. You know,
Imagine
but there's a
what
lot
I
of
might do.
Yeah, you know a lot about this
Yeah.
subject. Okay,
And braid their manes.
Jesus Christ.
Now we're getting into.
He owned horses
feed
as
them.
a child. This isn't cool. This is just like this
Feed
is
them an
actually
apple, they don't really like
this is
oranges.
real.
FBI, go ahead and check his
Say all
internet
that,
history
yeah,
for
say-
as many MLP.
Say that
stuff
louder
as
into the
you
microphone. Say all that a little bit louder.
Hey, check out what my coworkers made. They made one of them
Oh,
made a
no.
tiny little box, and the other one drew weed all over it.
We can't tell what they want you to keep in the box. It's a big like confusion. Patrick, put up the picture of the thing
I
that Reid's
see.
friends made.
I ain't giving it.
Okay, okay, never
You'll
mind.
find it on my twitter.com.
Oh, that's true. Go follow Reid on Twitter. Reid has a Twitter now. That's a thing that happened.
At Toastodin TOASTODIN.
Mm.
Reid now started Twitter. It's 2023. It's the year of Reid starting Twitter. Eric, when
Yeah.
are you starting Twitter?
Absolutely never.
I see, that's what I said.
Yeah, see,
Not once,
See,
not
that's
ever.
exactly what your constituent Reid has said. It's just
Are you my
know.
elected official? I don't vote.
Did I say constituent?
Yeah.
Damn. I was trying to say rival. I don't know. I was
I
trying
actually
to do like
misused the word
Contemporary?
constituent
Contemporary,
the other
yeah,
day.
you're
My
contemporary.
wife called me out on
What's-
it. I was just like, oh, fuck, you're right.
what
I meant like peers.
your
like, I
peers.
didn't mean constituents, I meant
Yeah,
peers. I was like-
the people who vote
We
for
got
me.
listeners, constituents.
Oh, dude, every time I hear constituency, I just think of the line in Brother Where Art
Yeah.
Thou? Where are you or are you not my constituency?
My constituency.
The way he says it, I was like, I wish I talked like that.
I know,
I
Ever
right?
seen
wish-
that movie?
You've never seen Brother Where Art Thou?
I have not.
It takes place in Mississippi.
Oh, wow,
So
our
if you live
newest-
here,
our-
oh my God.
Our
it's-
new, I'll watch anything.
Yeah, it's very,
Or actually, no, actually just watch it. So
Yeah,
last
don't-
time y'all
don't
just
talk
talked
over
over
it.
the entire thing and didn't talk
No,
about what it was.
no.
because it takes place in Mississippi, though, like
Mortal
there's a lot of
Kombat.
shots at Mississippi that are very true from like a Mississippian standpoint. And you're like, yeah, absolutely.
I hear it's that the people who made it say it is not a homage to the Odyssey, but I also hear it is a
It
like,
absolutely
absolutely
is.
absolutely
It
is
has a
homage
fucking
to the
cyclops
Odyssey.
in it.
Yeah, it has a siren.
It has sirens,
It has
it has a
siren that
cyclops.
turns a guy into a frog. That's bullshit. That is
The main
not
guy is
based on
just
the
trying
Odyssey.
to get back to his wife. That's literally he escapes the prison. I mean, a Trojan
It
War,
is basically
and then comes back.
Odysseus's-
Did you hear the
Yeah.
song though?
I think I've seen some clips from it.
Yeah, that
but,
was my dad's big thing when that movie. My dad loved that movie, and then
everyone I've heard loves it. I've never heard anyone really speak ill of it.
for a year later, my father would play the Man of Constant, Sorrow for a year in the car, and then every time we went and did karaoke with his father, my grandfather was obsessed. He might still be. Was obsessed with the concept of karaoke when I was a child. Like the man,
I married into a very karaoke friendly family.
yeah, the karaoke's cool. That's fine, but I'm talking about like the man turned his garage into a karaoke bar. Like I'm talking like it was fucking weird.
I mean, I got karaoke material, man.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it all. You've got it all figured out.
Why does it look like it's from the 50s?
It's got a nice shape to it.
No, I got
It's like
got
mint
multiple
green
things.
and
It looks like a little alien robot guy. It's got little two
Yeah.
antennas and everything.
oh, that's
Yeah,
very
it's pretty
50s.
powerful too. It's
Patrick,
decent.
put up a picture of a fucking SDRD karaoke machine. Thank you. I think that's what that says.
Serial number 592.
I have no idea what that says. I don't have my glasses on, so I think
Yeah,
it says S.
Sears. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would believe you, dude.
I'm
I
just
can-
kidding. I
I
can't see
cannot
what
fucking
it says
read
from
it. I cannot fucking read it. I'm an old goddamn man.
I don't really know that there's something to read.
Yeah.
There's a white line there. Is that what you're talking about?
SVRD, an SVRD karaoke machine. God damn, my eyes don't. My
Get your
fucking
sword
eyes.
down here.
Much like the inventors of Bluetooth. It
Can
was
you not
created in
read that
Sweden.
either, Eric?
From here?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it just looks like a white stripe. I
Yep.
mean, let me go. I'm just gonna go fucking look at. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Like, I thought you had better eyes than me. Do you need glasses? Oh, Eric's putting on his glasses. Oh my God, you wear glasses? I didn't know Eric wore glasses. I have
Welcome
not
back
seen
to
this.
welcome back to old men try to read things.
This is the coolest
I'm
podcast.
feeling real
Old
hip.
men can't
And I'm
fucking
about to
read.
pop an ibuprofen.
God damn, I'm happy to be in this old folks home. I swear to God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No.
last time I had eye insurance
Ah,
before
they
my
keep
more
stealing
recent
my
stability. I
stuff.
actually went and had glasses. They're very low powered. I have relatively okay eyesight. It's
Did you
only a
wear
little off.
contacts?
No, I've never worn contacts.
Because, like, when did you ever need your glasses ever then? Because I have never once in my life seen you wear glasses. And you look kind of different in them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You look a little bit different. Like, your whole, like, vibe is different. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you kind of look like you produce music.
Yeah. You look like you produce music or,
You
like...
got the long hair and beard. Now you have
Yeah.
glasses. You're
Yeah.
wearing the
You look
earphones
like you would
already.
know a lot about, like, drawing comics or something. you look like you... Whatever it
You
is
have an
that you
expertise.
do. Yeah, whatever it is that you do, you're, like, very good at it, and you make a lot of money so that you can afford to have, like, a ponytail and a beard.
Ah, well, you're
It's,
almost kind of close. There.
Yeah. With the headphones on, too. It's really the cans.
Take away all the part about success, and you're pretty much there.
I've grown this beard professionally.
Dude, I don't know if the audience knows this about me, but I have gauges. I've got 0 gauges in my ears. And you see it on the Wanny character. He's got
He
big,
has
big old
0
ears.
gauges in his ears.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
Yeah, shut
He
up.
has
Zero's
zero
the
gauge.
size. Zero's the size. I'm sorry.
In his ears.
In my ears, at the lobes, I have 0 gauges. And I the other last year, maybe the year before that, I bought some fucking some gauges that had like dangly earrings at the bottom of them.
Oh yeah, you did.
And I swear to God, that was the same pretty much thing where it just threw my entire vibe off. I looked entirely different as a human being with like dangly gauges.
Well, it's not like you're going to put your snake bites back in.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you don't want to do a full David
Remember those
Draymond?
days?
Did you ever get your ears pierced or anything, Eric?
I
You
actually
have a cock piercing?
absolutely no body modifications whatsoever.
Oh my God, you are a pure boy. Reads the same way.
We had to force
Outside
him
the
to wear
finger we were
glasses.
talking about at the
It's
beginning.
true. It's true. That's what it is. You don't like wearing glasses because it's a change, and
Oh.
you don't want to change yourself at all. You,
No, my eyesight's just not very bad.
no,
and I
no,
don't
no.
need
It's
them.
you don't like the mechanism. You don't like technology being around you. You're like it's abhuman. You don't like it.
I definitely don't want contacts.
It's abhuman.
Yeah, he's the opposite. He's the opposite of a tech priest, is what I'm saying.
It's not abnormal nor inhuman,
A
but
flesh
abhuman.
purist.
I do walk around with a
It's a 40K thing.
1890s pistol and a 1790s sword.
Yeah, well, dude,
I mean,
if you
to be
if we
fair,
got you
they
like
all-
a
they all
Civil
work.
War, if we got you like a Civil War outfit to walk around in with that saber and that revolver,
I mean,
you would look just like a
you're-
Southern general.
on one hand, I would look fantastic in that.
Yeah, you
and I
would.
fully acknowledge that.
I mean, every time we
However,
come by, we have to like get over your moat. I mean,
whether
true.
that uniform was blue or gray would make a very big impact on all of the people I know.
I don't know.
if
That's
they
not
ever saw
important.
me in
That's
it.
not important at all. Don't
Tie
worry
dye
about that. I keep coming by here and you're eating flat cakes. You're you're like
Hardtack.
boiling a lot of water. Yeah, eating
What-
hardtack and boiling water out in the yard.
what
What's
do you
with
think
that?
they would do in like a reenactment if you showed up in a military like Civil War uniform that had been tie dyed?
Oh,
I'm a conscientious objector, man.
I know several guys who reenact and do that stuff, and they would lynch you. You would be immediately lynched by their like
For being gay.
Pretty much. They'd be like, "You
That's-
dishonor
shit's
our
illegal.
heritage,"
Yeah.
and then they'd hang you up by a tree. They would what is that called?
Lynching.
Lynching. They'd lynch you. Yeah, they would just lynch you.
Yeah.
Lynching is just when a mob
A man was
kidnaps and
lynched
kills
by
a man, essentially.
a man was lynched at the Civil War
They don't have
reenactment
to
today
hang 'em, but,
for
yeah.
wearing a tie-dye uniform.
And he wasn't even black. So, like, I don't know if it was part of the show or not.
Yes, it's still lynching even if they're not black. That's,
Yes. That's,
lynching is not a necessarily race-motivated thing. It was just done very frequently.
They're
with race
calling
mob
it the
justice.
gay Civil War.
Yeah,
Sources
this is
say he wasn't
this is
even
a different
gay.
kind of discrimination, but also not okay.
The gays are in the streets fighting each other with swords.
They're calling it
The
a
gay-
flag drag.
They hold on.
Like,
the
oh,
civil.
dear.
I got it. The Civil Partnership War.
Oh,
Ah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. There you go.
Mm.
It's a self-hating gay
Also
guy,
known as
like
the
Uncle
war on
Ruckus,
marriage.
Except for he's
I
like
mean-
out there looking fabulous and hating gays.
Self-hating gay. Huh.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not
that's
a thing. That's not a
definitely a
thing.
thing.
No, I don't know. That's
That's
not
definitely a thing.
No, Eric, it is not a thing.
A lot of
It's not-
rapists and serial killers are self-hating gays who've gone literally insane by societal pressures.
We said we wouldn't talk about it on the show.
I mean,
We said we wouldn't.
you know,
throws
You
a
said
lot
you
of
wouldn't bring
prejudice
it up.
out
people
there.
like John Wayne Gacy and stuff. Like, I've
We
never
said
met
we
anyone
wouldn't-
like
we said we
that.
wouldn't say his name.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to say it 3 times for it to show up. So, I mean, I think we're fine.
Look around. Wait, there's no mirror. Oh shit.
Oh my God,
Oh, there's the mirror. Shit, I thought I had it all the way covered.
John Wayne Gacy.
No,
No, you stop.
Patrick, no.
John
Stop.
Wayne Gacy.
No, that's
Don't do it, Patrick. You can resist this.
John Wayne Gacy.
here I come. I am sitting in my.